Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura, and welcome to the Pattern Queens episode 82. Today is Sunday. I didn't look it up. Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, February 13th, because tomorrow is Valentine's Day and Athena's birthday. But also, before I get going on anything else, this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans and interruptions to our intro and not knowing what day it is and just all kinds of things.
Yes. Yes. So we want to welcome you all to our video. We hope that you like what you see here and that you'll hit subscribe and come back and share with us. We love your comments. Neither one of us has been good about answering them this week.
No, because every time I try to answer a comment, I have a little boy sit on my lap. So if you're new here, I have a 1.5-year-old. Because that would have sounded weird if you didn't know that. Right?
Okay, Santa.
Right. I just wanted to, I didn't respond to the comments, but I did go in and read them. And thank you everyone who just gave me condolences about my grandmother passing away. That was just really nice and really touching. And I just want you to know that if my grandma were still here and people from all over the country and all over the world had mentioned her, she would have thought that was the coolest thing in the whole entire world.
Yeah.
So just thank you guys. That really meant a lot to me. So
they made good reasons to smile this week, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, do you have a life update for us?
Not really a whole lot of a life update. It's been a busy week because I finally went back to work after a few weeks off because of just the end of January being a rough time. But I went back to work and didn't get a whole lot of stitching done. You might notice if you've been around for a while that this is the second Sunday of the month. Usually we do Stitch with Us on the second and fourth Sunday. But, Laura's doing this crazy thing where she's stitching on something different every single day. So we waited 2 weeks. We would be here for a couple of hours. So we might try to do a Stitch with Us at the end of the month. But while Laura's working through all of her whips, you're just going to do regular Flosstube. It's fine.
And we're
switching it up on you.
Yeah. So if you're new here, I had 181 whips. I've had one finished, so I have 180. It was a big one. It was Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs. But what I've done is I've divided those all into groups by month. And every month for the beginning of the month, I am trying to work through a group of them. So typically no more than 12 to 14 projects. And I switch every day. And the idea is that I will touch all of these whips and figure out if I still love them, if I need to do anything with them, if they need any help, and I'll just kind of go on from there. Yeah. So it's really fun. Keisha said something last week about that she's getting to see projects she has never seen. We've known each other for how many years now?
Oh, quite a few, at least 4.
Yeah, I was thinking 2018, 2019. So there are things that I haven't touched in that time. I saw a project this week where I had penciled in the year so that I had charted the year. There we go. Use my words so that I could stitch them. And the year was 2015.
Uh-oh.
And it's not done. I will be changing that date. Right. For me, there's nothing new about me this week.
Oh, nothing at all. Nothing obvious.
The kids at school have been saying so sweetly to me, Miss Landis, I remember when your hair was purple. And so this week, Katie's like, Mom, let's just dye our hair. So we did. And this is what I ended up with. And I got to school, and the best one this week is that a first grader said to me, how do you get the hair to stay there? And I'm like, buddy, look, this is my hair. And I'm pulling it so that he can see, you know,
Right.
that it's really mine. He could not fathom it. It was the funniest thing. And I knew what he was getting at. His
Right.
teacher finally looks down at him and says, she dyed her hair. It's not a wig. I was just cracking up. He was so funny.
Well, it just makes you think about how many wigs must there be in that house that he's like, oh, my first thought is wig.
Yes. There are a couple things you should know about me. I am one part of the Black Needle Society, which does Retreat in a Box. And I am also a part of Love You More Studio, which puts out book sleeves and more. That's what we always say. I don't know what the and more is right now.
You got to leave it open-ended just in case.
Yeah. And I don't always bring you the sleeves, but this week was called Make Something Beautiful. I think that's right. You'd have to go look at our Instagram, which is Love You More Studio, and check it out, and you could see what the week was called. But I wanted to bring the sleeves and show them to you. So first up this week, we had, oh my gosh, I just saw it and now I've moved it somehow.
Oh no.
That's so great. I'm like fabulous, right? Time to unwind.
Nice.
Because
I love the colors of that.
And we always put a coordinating print inside. This one, there we go. Maybe you can see a little bit.
Yeah.
It is so pretty. It's this black fabric with this blue print all over it. So there are balls of yarn and they're knitting needles and they're like little doilies. And it says knit and purl, all sorts of fun things.
Oh, very pretty.
Yeah, it was really a fun one. Then the next one, we decided we would call it Hoop. There it is. Because you know, people do that. Yeah.
Right.
And it has all these fun little projects in it.
Oh,
and inside
cute.
it, we just liked this. It coordinates color wise. So
Nice.
then this one was kind of popular. This is called Create in Color.
Ooh.
This is just like line drawing on a black background. And inside this one, we thought this kind of looked like quilting stars.
Yes.
So, and then next up, I gotta see where this goes. This one is called So Beautiful. I'm not good at remembering the names on these. And you can see there are scissors in here.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if this is one. Oh, I'm sorry. I think this one just has the scissors. I was trying. Oh no, there we go. Spools of thread.
Oh, fun.
Kind of like our sulkies.
Yeah.
And inside that is this bright yellow with the dots on it. And then we had Snippy. This one is a lot of scissors and thimbles and thread and all the good stuff. All different kinds of scissors.
Very springy.
Yes, it was so sweet. This one is the same as the other one, but just in purple.
Nice.
And then, and I did these, okay, I've sorted these on my program. So this one was the most popular. And this one is called Crossed Creatures.
Ooh.
Is that the most glorious color?
That is.
And just depending on, you know, how the pattern lands, you're going to get some of this. And inside is this really pretty chevron pattern.
Nice.
So, like I said, normally I don't do that, but it just, you know, they just seemed like they would fit this week. So I decided I would.
And the link to the website where you can order those is down in our description.
Yes. Thank you. Keisha always has my back.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes people will tell me about something in a video and then I'm like, okay, well, I love that. How do I get that? So,
and if we would get over 1,000, I think we could put clickable links.
Oh, nice.
We are so close. We are in the 900 range for subscribers. And we kind of hover right around here. And I'm like, if we could hover right over it, it would be fabulous because we would get, there are perks, and those perks are that you can do more with the videos. So we don't really care about anything else. We
Right.
just want to be able to do more.
Right. As I've told you guys several times, I'm amazed that there are more than 2 or 3 of you who actually want to come and watch this.
And the other thing going on in my life is that we have been testing for a month and we finished this week. And I said something about that at our staff meeting that we were going to finish that day. And the principal said, "Oh, just in time to start map testing." Map testing doesn't start until May, so we do get a little break, but you know, it's like,
And if you're outside of Missouri or don't know, that's the just overall assessment test, not a great big geography test. I would do a lot worse on that than the standardized map test.
And I can't think, it's like Missouri, I don't think it's not advanced placement, but academic placement test, something like that. It's just to kind of assess how kids rank against other kids in the state that are in the same grade.
Right.
So
not a test on maps. One of my worst subjects. I'm really good at memorizing a lot of things, not great at geography.
That's funny because I am married to a cartographer. That was his degree, geography with an emphasis on cartography.
Which, too bad I didn't know him like 10 years ago. He could have gotten me through my geography class a little bit easier in college.
He helped me get through my my rocks class, my rocks and minerals class. And then he said, "You got a higher grade than I did." It's because I test well.
Right.
Some people do, you know, we all know that. So anyway, that's what's up with us this week. And do you think we should get into some stitching?
Yeah, I think that's probably why people are here.
Hey, you have a finish, don't you?
No, I don't. I got so close.
Oh, I thought you were there.
No, I'm like 40 or 50 stitches shy. I'll show you guys in the tips.
Okay, so I don't have any finishes this week either. With my crazy going through the whips, I'm probably not going to have as many finishes this year, and I'm okay with that because I will have touched everything by the end of the year.
That'll be so good.
How about, do you have any stash this week?
Nope, no stash this week. But I know
went on a trip. So some of our friends decided that they would walk to, I should do that, to the Silver Needle. We live in the Kansas City, Missouri area. So, and Silver Needle is in Oklahoma. And so they walked, it was a thing to get them walking. They walked every day, they kept track of their steps. And when they reached enough steps to be the equivalent of walking to the Silver Needle, that meant they got to go. And they took us with them, Katie and I. So we were excited. And I really did not go crazy. We found out that the week that they picked, they had a Super Bowl sale yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So they handed you your package and they handed you a quarterback. Did you get it?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty fun.
Our friend Regina said, "Well, I'm a Broncos fan and we need a quarterback, so I will take that." But they had a whole thing of quarters and they were given to everybody. You should have seen the perplexed looks from people. It was fun. So,
well, I'm sure that there are probably some people who walked in there who don't watch football who are like, "What? Super Bowl?"
They were just happy there was a sale. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So the Silver Needle does lots of classes and things. And one of the patterns that I picked up is called Edge of the Woods from the Cricket collection. And you can see that it says for the Silver Needle. But it's this beautiful block.
Ooh, that is really pretty.
It is gorgeous. I loved it. And then I'm going to try and drop these back in. I bought a bunch of floss that I needed for patterns, and I bought a couple of packages of needles. And then I just got 3 patterns.
Wow. that's restraint, because the silver needle, it's like they'll just draw you in.
Yes.
So many things.
So I also bought the March Wordplay. I'm missing a few of the word plays, and they had most of them there. And I stood looking at them and I thought, okay, am I just buying these because this is a whole set? This will make Athena nuts. She thinks that if you start a monthly series, you need to get every single one. But I really like the March. It's sweet. I have an Irish background, it
and it's
just,
got a teeny tiny house on it.
you had to point that out, didn't you? It's got more than one.
Oh, I just saw
You
the
see them
one
up there?
Oh, it's got a bunch of houses.
And then my find of the day, and I just kind of stumbled over this, is I should have said that was by Brenda Gervais. I think everybody knows that, but my find of the day is Steampunk Sea Serpent by Sam
gosh.
Serrett. So there's the title.
Yes.
Look at this.
Whoa. That is so cool.
I may end up changing the color, like up here, changing that one color, because I think he would be gorgeous on a piece of sea colored fabric. And since he's a light fish, he needs to be on something a little darker, I think.
Yes.
But when we saw that, we also saw, looking it up, because one of the other ladies wanted to get that pattern as well, and they only had one. So we were looking, we also found another one that she has, and it is just fabulous. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's called Steampunk Sparrow. You'll have to go look it up. It is really, really cute. And Keisha's like doing it now, I can tell.
Yeah.
So I might as well just look it up, right? Steampunk Sparrow. I love that you do that.
I didn't know that she had a series of steampunk.
Yeah, she had a dragonfly, and I didn't feel like it was.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Yeah. It's really cute.
Look at this. So good.
So I ordered it from 123 Stitch.
Yes.
And nothing can travel alone. So you'll see what I ended up having to buy. She also has these.
Oh, fun.
Are those adorable?
Those are.
We did look for your hanger, and they didn't have any more of that in.
That's okay.
So while we were on, that's all my stash. While we were on the way home, I said, oh, hey, Katie, they walked enough to get to the Silver Needle, and then they went on the trip. How about I walk enough to go to Salty Yarns? Katie's like, Mom, you would have to walk there and back. I said, okay. It's about 1,249 miles. And she said, I have to save $1 for every mile there and back. So, I mean, so I figured out how many steps a person my height would have to take to do that. And there's my total. And Keisha and I did the math and divided it. And if I walked, a reasonable amount, like 5,000 steps a day, it would take me just over 3 years. So in 3 years, I get to go back to this.
Right. Money in hand, ready to go.
Yeah, and if I'm putting that away, yeah, that'll be it. So that's the silliness that's going on.
Yes.
Okay. I have rambled a lot.
Well, that's why we warn you up top that we're rambling. So
how about whips?
All right, whips. So I only have a couple, and I realized that after I came back here to film that I didn't bring the cover page for one of them. But if I were to try to go back out to the living room, I would have a little boy who would yell, Mom, as soon as I went back, and then he'd cry whenever I left. So I have enough of it done that you'll be able to see what it is. So I worked a little bit on Fun Everyday December.
Woohoo!
Sam Sarah.
You got the green going in.
Got the green going in. So all I've got to do, so the rest of those empty spots are green, and then I'll be done with this one. So I was happy to pull this one back out. But as you'll see, I've been a little bit obsessed with something else. So the other thing I've been working on.
Cross stitchers never get obsessed with anything.
Never.
Well, I don't know what your problem is.
And I have the bad habit of whenever I like really get into something, it's all I want to work on. And I didn't have a whole lot of stitching time this week, so I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done. But I've been working on part 2 of ABCDinosaurs from the Clouds Factory. So N and O were the ones for last month. So J and K are this month. And I am so close to done.
Look at
I just have
them.
a couple of tail spikes and then to backstitch the name of this dinosaur. So I'm really close. This is on 36 count Arctic Fox from Fiber on a Whim. And you can see the white a little bit better in person. It looks really light here, but so anyway, I'm almost done with that. I've been really having a good time with this project. It's been a lot of fun. So.
I feel like that's going to be the brightest, happiest piece all year.
I know. Well, and this is about all of the colors that are in it. So there's a lot of bright purples and greens and blues. It's just so happy.
I love it.
I'm using all of the called for colors. I have had to do a little bit of a conversion. So all of the words are in white, so far anyway, to be backstitched in white, but you can't see it on my fabric very well. So I've just been picking a color out of the letter next to each of the dinosaurs. So anyway.
That means K will be in purple.
Yep, sure will be. I'll probably use, I've been using whatever the darker color is, so I'll use this one on the bottom there for the name. So that is what I have worked on this week, and probably as soon as we get done filming, if James is taking a nap, I will finish that.
Okay, so I'll start with my 25/7, which I have definitely relaxed a little since I'm not posting every day. And I am working on Our House by the Goode Huswife. This is the prettiest piece.
Yes, so good.
And I'm sorry, I think it's out of print. I don't think you can get it. This is where I am, and I've left my hoop on it today.
Oh my gosh.
But you can tell. That tree is killing me. I knew it would. I've slowed way down, but I also put in, see the orange tree against that little house. So
yeah,
I got that in. And I will hopefully get the bigger tree done in the next day or two. And that will be good because, and I strategically moved over to do that because I was moving much faster on things that were more dense and closer together. So last Sunday I worked on Forest by Satsuma Street, and it took me a while to get it into my pattern keeper, but I finally did get it working. That's what it looks like.
That one is so pretty.
I love it. It's an older one, but one I still really like. And I just could not stay up any later. It was already really late by the time I got this far. But look.
Wow.
I had the brown tree trunk, the dividing parts of the tree and the upper limbs. And then I had a little bit, I think I had like up around here, but I hadn't gone all the way around. So I got a lot in. I'm trying to get myself to put in at least 300 stitches and over 500 if I can manage it. Because I messed around so long with this one, I think I just got over 300. So it's in my Hey Jude.
Nice.
And then I worked on Honey Bunny.
Oh, yes.
This is a freebie that's still available on the blackneedlesociety.com. It's designed by Katie Landis, because I need a drink. And I have this beautiful piece of fabric. I can't tell you what the name is. I don't think I kept. Yeah, I didn't keep the package in here. That Katie bought me one year. It was from Enchanted Fabrics, who I don't believe is dying anymore. And I didn't have any floss in with this. And I had already started the bunny outline. And I had what was on my needle, and that was it. And I did not make it all the way around. And I thought, you know what? It's a little yellowy. And the roasted marshmallow that I've been getting lately has been too yellowish for me to stitch as a white, because it was supposed to be like snow on the ground. I'm not putting yellow snow on the ground, but it was perfect for my bunny.
Right.
That's got to be like my favorite sleeve ever.
That's a good one.
And it has bees inside.
Nice.
I'm really not going to show you every sleeve, but you know. And then next up, from last year's Austin box, I pulled out Heartstring Samplery's Really Friends. It's the Catherine Moorland sampler. Yeah. I'm not sure if she's releasing this year or not, but I love this. And we will be using some flosses that were dyed specifically for the box, along with some other overdyed flosses. But we have some beautiful colors that were dyed for us by Forbidden Fiber. I'm just trying to pull them out of my box. Oh, I think I put the ones on the ring that we will be using. So there are these two blues, beautiful, beautiful blues, and the pink. Yes. But we also got these three. Look at those.
So pretty.
They're really cool. So I love this. And you know, I'm sure that there is a substitution that you can make for the colors that she used in the pattern.
Right.
But this is where I am.
Oh, wow.
So I had in these tall flowers that go all the way up. I had this little bit on the bottom, and I had in the horse, but he didn't have hooves or an ear or a tail or an eye.
So he was just kind of a blob.
Yeah, he was kind of weird looking with no ears. And I put in that big red flower, which I just thought was so pretty. I loved it. Yes. It was fun to get back to this.
I need to start mine. I still haven't started that one.
Oh, see, you could catch up to me in no time.
Yeah.
I only worked on it twice, Keisha, twice. This is
in a
bag by the 805 Stitcher.
I just need to get to where you are by the time you do this next year, right?
And then I picked up the Drawn Thread, The Language of Love. So I let my family members choose what I'm going to work on for the day. And they just do it by what the outside looks like. You know, so this is what they see, and they're like, do that one with the swans.
Right.
This one I've moved along fairly well. I had the whole outside border and what's in it, and I had the one word in there, which was amore. So, you know, this is love in different languages. Then can you see the purple words?
No, you might have to go up.
Let me see. I will fold it in half too and give it a little behind it. Okay. So right there. Yeah. This is over 1.
Oh, wow.
On my 28 count. That's what I did the other night. So it was not 500 stitches, but I felt like it was over 1, and I did it slowly so that it would look nicer.
Right.
And I was happy with that progress.
Yeah.
I may have to pull this out tomorrow night again and
Oh,
work on it,
right.
you know. I have a not tomorrow, but next week will be President's Day, so I will be off that day. And I'm
Ooh,
hoping to be able to sit down and stitch a lot.
yeah, that'll be nice.
Then I have my crazy project. This is Black Pearl by the Primitive Hair.
Oh, yes.
And my friend Vicky bought this pattern for me. But I used it during Magical Stitches, the year that it was Harry Potter. And I used it for different challenges and things. And I got this wild hair.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look for my floss and buy it. They didn't have it at the Silver Needle to do this for the hair. So I'm using a Threadworks.
Mm-hmm.
And can you see where my needle is there?
Mm-hmm.
That little unstitched section is what I'm short of
Oh,
to
no.
complete this. So
Oh,
I need to buy
no.
another skein. And you know how long I've had this going if I did
Mhm.
this. It's like since 2019.
Yeah.
I gotta hope that the floss is still the same color. It was Threadworks 10372. That's what I'm missing. And I need, you know, I don't even need all 6 strands. I need 2 strands, one length of it, and I would be
Right.
done.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
It is. And I stayed up way too late Friday night doing that. Then
Sorry for the cough, everyone. I'm feeling completely better from having COVID and everything, but this cough is just like kind of lingering. So
they
sorry
say
for
that
the
it
coughs.
does for
Yeah.
sure.
So sorry about that. I know you're trying to nicely listen to Laura and you're like, Keisha, get it together.
And then the projects that I have left, I didn't want to take in the car with me yesterday. So I pulled out one of my 22 starts for 22 that we did New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And this is from Stone Street Stitchworks, and it's called Stitcher's House. I love this.
Very pretty.
And I got all the lettering done in the car. I only had,
nice.
I stitch right to left. I had the M, the E, and like a third of this O. But I got all of that lettering done, and I didn't want to work on the others. So I get home, I have plenty of time. It's still early. I feel pretty good. I start putting in the green for the leaves. I pulled it out. I'm not kidding you, 5 times.
Oh no.
But I finally got it in. I'm stitching this on 32 count tutu from Color and Cotton, which is this pretty, it's not exactly pink. It's kind of it's got a little more of this, like one of these colors is 356. These have a little more on a
Peach.
brown side. Yeah, peach brown side. So it just went perfectly. I wanted to make sure. Yeah.
Very pretty.
But I really love that. I'm so excited. I wanted to stay up all night and just keep stitching once I finally got going. I made myself, I put in the rest of the flower and then made myself go to bed.
Yeah.
That was it. Also during this week, I was going to do the Winter Olympics challenge. I did not do well because I didn't get to things until so late that I just didn't have time to really do it. But I did pull out my Quaker Christmas from Bygone Stitches, and I worked on it a little bit. And I would really like to finish this one this year. I work on this once a month with my friend Judy, who makes great project bags. That's how far I am.
Wow. You can totally finish that this year.
Yeah, I think so. Working on it once a month. Yeah, I really do think so. You can tell where I stitch. Okay, the light's getting really bad now. You can tell where I stitched. So that's what I got in.
Yes.
and it's fun. I'm using Carrie's Creations floss. She doesn't dye anymore, so or she doesn't sell what she dyes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing it on a piece of 36 count. I think the colorway, it's either beige or linen from Weeks Dye Works.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I really just have probably a little more than a third, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. I'd say so.
I am to the bottom corner, so I need to go up and across there.
Right. Can I tell you, one of the best things about the conversations between me and Laura is we always talk to each other at night, because that's whenever James is asleep and whenever Laura's ready to sit down and do her stitching for the day. And half the time we're like, oh yeah, so excited, gonna get so much progress. And then I'll send a message in the morning. It's like, I fell asleep 5 minutes after I sent that. And she'll be like, me too. Or she'll be like, I stayed up until 3 a.m. There's no in between with Laura.
No, there really isn't. I'm either, yeah. Oh yeah, this one is beige and it's
okay.
35 count.
Oh, interesting.
So I know from the packaging that I got this from To the Point, which is not there. It was a needlepoint I can't talk, a needlepoint shop that was over there. My friend Judy that I'm doing this with, this is one of the project bags that she made with those cute red stripes inside. Yes. So I have that very pretty sampler in the reindeer.
Well, why would you have it in anything different?
Yeah. That's all of my whips.
Wow. Good ones this week. There are some really fun ones this week. I
only have 2 more that are the ones that I assigned. And then I think I only had 2 from the 22 and 22, and I already did one of those. So I think I have 3 projects left that are assigned to work on in this month. I may take tomorrow off and work on some Valentine-ish stuff just for the day, just because it would be fun.
Yeah, so for sure.
Anyway, I said that. I guess there are 3 because Jeff's already chosen for me for today. And I can show you this one real quickly if I can find the name of it. I think this is 1890 House Sampler from Chessie and me. And I got it at a retreat and it came in this cute little bag.
Oh, fun.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
And it looks like this.
Oh, cute. That's definitely you. That just feels like other things that you've stitched.
I do like my Americana stuff. Okay, so you saw that picture. I was just blown away. This is the size of the piece. It's only that big.
Oh my goodness. I was expecting something huge.
I know, me too. You see that and you think, oh, wow.
You'll be stitching white for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that much in. The whole border is in. So yes, I had started working on the windows. If you have ever stitched a Chessie and me, you will know. This is my directions page. And there, do you see all the steps?
Yes.
And like I've highlighted things and all of that. And my pattern is actually, I'm not going to show you my pattern. My pattern is actually this big.
Oh gosh.
And she's got, this is from a 2004 retreat. Oh, she gave us, it's over 1. So she gave it to us in a blown up chart. But also we will have all of these stitches to get in. Okay, if I do it this way, then I can show you a little time. We will have all of this to get in. And see, here's where she blew up the chart.
Okay.
So, and I guess I have a spot on my chart where I've colored it red. And I think it's because it's different than the rest of what's right above it. It must coincide with something that I did on here. but that part's already done, so I don't have to worry about it. It was,
Well, that's good.
yeah, it was this little satin stitched.
Oh, gotcha.
Kind of a fun little thing.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
So I kind of segued in there and told you a little bit about my plans. How about you?
Well, I am going to go and try to immediately finish that part of ABCDinosaurs. So I'm done with that. I'll probably work some more on Fun Every Day. I don't know that I'll do that today. Today, I'm kind of excited to get back to Death by Cross Stitch. So that might be what I work on once I get done with ABC Dinosaur. But we'll see how good of a nap James takes.
We're supposed to get in 1,000 stitches a month on our long dogs. And I hit about 700 last month because I waited until I could finally get it in Pattern Keeper and get it all going.
Right.
So I have about 1,300 to get in the next couple of weeks.
See, I just did a ton.
You did. You went to town.
I just decided that was I did 2,913
last month.
Yes.
Wow.
I ignored the other things I was planning on working because I just wanted to work on that. So I guess I don't even really have to stitch on it this month, but
unless you're just trying to catch up to the number of stitches I have, right?
Yeah, that's totally what I'm doing. No, I've been really enjoying it. It's kind of a relaxing thing to work on.
It is. It's very cathartic to sit with that, right?
Well, and it's nice. I have a couple different colors that I'm using for accents, but it's mostly just one color. I'm using one strand. I like the fabric I'm working on. So it's just kind of nice. I don't have to think a whole lot about it. So
that's so fun. I started with 3,051 stitches.
Okay.
When I got it, and I just know that because it's not been that long since I got it in Pattern Keeper and I sat there and colored in all the stitches that were done. So I like that because it's a pretty good number for me to start with. I didn't have to remember something crazy,
Right.
And really, if I would put in an extra 50 stitches, then I could be at an extra 49 stitches. I could be at an even number and that would be perfect. And every month I would know, oh, I just need to get to the next 1,000.
Right.
So in the next 2 weeks, that's definitely part of my plans, is to pull that back out and get some more in on it. I am loving mine. Mine's on Antique Hydrangea from R&R, and I'm stitching with a purple Silks for You floss. And if you want to know what it is, I think if you look in my, I showed it last week. So if you look at last week's video, it's in the drop down. Keisha and I keep a document that we put every week in here to show you which projects we've talked about and give you all the details for them. So if you think you need some of the supplies that we've had, then you can definitely find them.
Right. We try to anyway, because I'm not always the best about telling you what fabric I stitched on. So.
And sometimes I forget to remind Keisha to update the document until I'm like ready to put it in. Oh, hey, by the way.
Usually I go and update it after we're done filming because that's whenever the boy is asleep. So
and I want to sit down. I bring all my stuff in a Joanne bag, in a great big Joanne bag, and I want to work on it while it's all still in there together. And I can just pull them out and mark them down and go from there.
Yeah, for sure.
The other fun thing that happened this week, we told you last week about the Black Needle Society hosting an in-person retreat in August. It has officially gone on sale, and we do have some rooms. So if you would like to come to Missouri at the very beginning of August, I want to say it's August 4th through 7th. We will be hosting the retreat here. We're close to a dedicated cross stitch shop, a dedicated LNS, but also a quilt shop that's close by that has cross stitch things in it and sulkies. That's the exciting thing. And no, the exciting thing is she does a great job, and she has fabric and a lot of newer patterns.
Right, and just all of the floss that you'd expect to, except for DMC.
Right. She doesn't carry DMC. She carries I won't think of what it's called. One of the ones that people are starting to go to use. So, but and she has a full line of that. So if you wanted to try another floss that's kind of an equivalent to DMC, you could definitely get it there. And my brain just won't go there. I was trying to ramble long enough to think about it.
Is it the only ones I can think of right now are Sullivan's and Cosmo?
Oh, it is Cosmo.
Cosmo. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I just know that because the Frosted Pumpkin used to put that as one of the things a lot.
Oh, so you could get that if you wanted it. And then we are about an hour away from Missouri Star Quilt. Missouri Star Quilt is a collection of, I want to say 11 or 12 different quilt shops. It's all one company, but they have divided it by type. So like all of the children's fabric is in one, all of the licensed fabric is in one. They have a batik shop, which has batiks and wools in it.
Oh, fun.
They have they have one that's holidays. They have one that has designer things like Tula Pink. And I can't think what they call any of them, but it is a great thing. And also, if you're coming and bringing your significant other who is not interested in fabric shopping, as well as having lots of places to sit down, the shops are connected so that you can, for the most part, not have to go outside once you get in. There are a couple that they haven't cut through, but you can go shop to shop to shop. But they have one called Man's Land, and it has leather recliners and a foosball table and television. It has all the fun stuff.
I thought you were going to mention the Pretty Good Brewery that's also in that town.
It's a fun place to go. And
yeah, it's a town called Hamilton, Missouri, birthplace of the J.C. Penney. So
yes. So it's fun. And I think actually that that Missouri Star Quilt may be in the original J.C. Penney building.
Oh, really?
I think that's right. If you look at their website, you would find that out.
Yeah.
But we have all the craft stores here too. We have Joann's and Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and a lot of quilt shops around, smaller quilt shops around the area, as well as a ton of attractions and things to see. The hotel where we will be staying is in the same place as the Bass Pro Shop, which if you don't know what the Bass Pro Shop is, Google it. It is a huge fishing and outdoor activity store, like hunting, fishing, camping, those types of things. And excuse me, both of us, they have built in a small lake out behind so that they can teach fishing lessons, and they have fishing tournaments and all sorts of fun things. How that pertains to us is that the stitching room that we have has one wall that is sliders and windows, and we will have that open the whole weekend because it looks out onto the little lake. Right. And it will be glorious. And there is like a waterfall built in the far side. It is gorgeous.
So you really will feel like you're at camp.
You will, and it will be so peaceful. So is there anything else I need to say about that?
I don't think so. I already got my spot, so come. I would like to meet all of you.
There may be a James sighting.
I know. I may have said this last week, but I told my husband, I was like, maybe we'll have to like bring James. We're getting ready to let him stay overnight at one of his grandparents' house without us. But I haven't so far I haven't spent like a night away from him. I definitely haven't spent a whole day away from him. So we've been talking about how maybe my husband and James will just stay at the hotel and go swimming and just like kind of have a good time. And I said, well, then I'll have to bring James down to the stitching room. And my husband said, he's like, do you know the people putting on this retreat? Do you think you'll be able to get away with James not coming at least once to the stitching room? You're right.
I don't know if we'll get James out of the pool.
Probably not. He
Keisha
loves
and I looked up pictures, and it looks like there's an indoor-outdoor pool. So
So
Yeah.
that's probably where my where the Guthrieman will be while I'm stitching away. So
And they're giving us a great rate. The rooms will not be available in our block until March 1st. That's when our code goes in. And we're also not giving that out until people are in the Facebook group. We want everything to be in there so that it's just our people getting the information and doing what they need. And that way we can we know that everybody who's in there has already purchased their spot. But they're giving us a great rate. We are getting either a double queen or a single king room for $110 a night.
so good.
I felt like that was really, really good.
Yes.
So, and Katie has already been thinking about what the designs will look like, because you will be getting 2 kids. You might know what one of them is if you really think about it. But anyway, it'll be exciting, and we have so many cool things picked out. We're trying to figure out how to like pare it all down and get everything set.
Right.
So
I'm just so excited for it.
it should be fun. But anyway, I think that's it. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So you think we've rambled enough?
Yeah, and probably had enough shenanigans too. So now it's just time to say bye, Stitchers.
Bye. Have a good week.